The Live Stream Code and Rating Administration has rated this online event PG. All ages admitted. Please be kind and stay on topic.
This live stream is sponsored by Friendly TV. With over 40 channels, many of them showing your favorite classic TV shows, Friendly TV is the low-cost streaming service for those of us who remember when television was truly special. I've added a link to Friendly TV in the description section of this video. When you use it to try it out free for 7 days, you will also be supporting this channel.
We're talking about music, movies, and mostly TV. From decades gone by, from a much simpler time, when Cokes were a nickel and comics a dime, you know the good stuff. The good stuff. The good stuff.
Good evening and welcome to The Good Stuff Live. My name is Dave Sundstrom, and if you enjoy talking about music, movies, mostly TV from decades gone by, well, you've come to the right place. So tonight, 1985. I saw in the chat that Zuper asked, didn't we cover this recently? And we did. Unfortunately, I had to remove that live stream for a couple of different reasons. And so we're redoing it. And you know what? I thought about it. I thought, should I give it more time? But no, I wanted to do it while it was still fresh on my mind. And as such, those folks that do remember the conversation were here for the conversation a couple of months ago. Well, I'm going to have to beg your forgiveness because we're going to do it again. We'll do it a little bit differently this time, though. I'm going to share a few different things, and I have a completely different 5-question trivia quiz at the end of the live stream that we'll do. But we're going to spend the first 40 minutes or so just reminiscing, remembering 1985. What a wonderful year it was. And before I even get started with that, though, I want to say hello to as many people as I can. And as I do that, I'll be reading comments. So Tom McCluskey, a.k.a. The Hungry Jerk, says, I was 20 in 1985 in the National Guard. Thanks for your service, sir. And welcome to the live stream. Channel member Lance Chaffin says, hey, Dave. Hey, Lance, good to have you here. Adrian James is here with us this evening. Channel member Angela McArdle says, hi, everyone from northern Maine, and it's 88 degrees now, which is better than 95 earlier today. Absolutely. Absolutely. Adrian James says, I was 15 in 1985 and still at school. So you're just a young buck. That's what you are, Adrian. Welcome to the live stream. Angela, welcome to the live stream as well. Let's see, Angela says that she was 10 in 1985. Another youngin' with us. Lance is asking Angela how she is doing. Angela was in an automobile accident last week. Angela says, I'm doing all right. Haven't been able to work much lately because of my company wants an updated restrictions form. And, of course, the orthopedics is closed today. Wrist is still pretty sore. So I hope you get feeling better soon. Hope all physical ailments go away. And that reminds me, happy June 19th, everybody. Juneteenth today we are celebrating, and a lot of different places are closed. I know the stock market is closed today. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Look at this. Stephen Flintosh Jr. says, I was 33 in 1985 and in my first marriage. Welcome to the live stream, Stephen. And Chance Bartle says, Chance Bartel, I should say. I think that's the way you pronounce that. Says, for me, Back to the Future, Weird Science, and We Built This City were highlights of 1985. Welcome to the live stream, Chance, a.k.a. the Nostalgic Pod Blast. Chance has some great live streams of his own. Definitely check out his channel when folks get a chance. Tammy Patton says, I was 13 in 85. And hello to everyone. Hello to you, Tammy. And it's Danny Staten, all the way from South Carolina. How you doing, buddy? Good to have you here with us this evening. Let's see. Scrolling down, Champ says, thought Spies Like Us was okay, not great. Ishtar, meh. You know what? I kind of liked Ishtar. And I know the critics just railed on it, but it wasn't as horrible as I thought it was going to be. I didn't see it in the theater, saw it on VHS. Spies Like Us was kind of the reverse. I was expecting greatness and, like you said, goodness. Goodness. Lance says The Goonies was good in 1985. Fun movie. Chance agrees. Let's see what else we've got. Angela says, I never saw Spies Like Us. I didn't like Chevy Chase all that much, to be honest. You know, I think he's an acquired taste. I do enjoy the pairing of Chevy and Dan Aykroyd in that movie. Nostalgic Podblast says 007's final turn or Roger Moore's final turn as 007 in A View to a Kill. Great Bond song by Duran Duran in that movie. And let's see, Lance says he has it on DVD with video commentary and mentions also Back to the Future. Let's see what else we've got here. Who else is in the live stream tonight? Lance reminds us all about Fright Night, and Angela says that she loved Back to the Future. Chance says The Fall Guy and Knight Rider began their final seasons on TV on ABC and NBC respectively. This was the last gasp for Glenn A. Larson besides Magnum and The Highwayman. Let's see what else we've got. Who else is here? Stephen R. mentions New Coke. I have a video I'll share about that in a bit. My name is unavailable. Welcome to both you and Stephen R. My name is unavailable, says WrestleMania 1. There, I said it. Absolutely. Channel member Sean Innes is here. Welcome, Sean. Always good to have you. Says I was 19 in 1985. Second semester, freshman or third semester, sophomore at college. I had a pretty awesome girlfriend at the time, too, until I messed things up and broke up with her. Grr, it was so stupid. Lance says New Coke, yay or nay? I say yay, but I also like classic Coke. So I like both of them. Angela says nay. Let's see what else we got here. Chance says that he was 14 in 1985. And Sean says nay as well, undrinkable in his opinion. Chance reminds us all that he is a Pepsi free guy. All right, who else is here? Who else is here hanging out with us? Stephen R. says, I was 20. I was in college and worked at the college library in the summer. Chance says, I'm tailgating for this stream with a Pepsi that was not free. No, the Pepsi is actually getting to be quite expensive these days, as is Coke. Let's see. What else do we have here? Tom McCluskey says, I was in junior college in the California National Guard. Welcome, welcome. Channel member John Collins says, 1985 is when I started to realize and understand the world as opposed to allowing the world to wash over me. MTV, Family Ties, the Nightly News, and PBS, when it all really meant something. Let's go. Let's go. And Chance says, Lance says, I'm tailgating with a strawberry shake. Is there any better way to tailgate? Good gravy. So welcome, John. Good to have you with us as well this evening. I'm not sure who we're talking about here. Chance says, did he ever have hair, Slacker Marty, in Back to the Future about his high school principal? Okay, I got it. And there's that question about have we already covered 85? We did, but it is no longer available for anyone to view. So here we are again. Chance says Eric Stoltz almost was Marty instead of Michael J. Fox. As a matter of fact, they filmed most of the scenes with Eric Stoltz. But something was off. They realized they really needed Michael J. Fox. Let's see. Danny says 2 liter of Pepsi, 3 for $5. That's not too bad, I guess. Melina Long, welcome to the live stream, says Rick Nelson died. Oh, was that when Rick died? Was in 1985? I just saw his sons in concert the other day, last Saturday evening here at Layton's Common Park in Utah, or Layton Commons, I should say. And boy, they were great. And they played a lot of their dad's songs. I'm not sure what we're talking about here. Where there was Mask, the movie with Cher. Got it. Yep. What else do we got here? Who haven't I said hello to? Oh, channel member Tracy Roth Myers. Welcome to the live stream. Good to have you with us, Tracy. Melina Long pointed out that in 1985, Patrick Swayze was 32 or 33, just a young feller. And Taboom, MST3K, that's quite the handle, says, yo, 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 welcome to the live stream. Taboom, or Tabo, let's go Tabo MST3K. Mystery Science Theater 3000. Love it, love it. It's a mouthful, though. It is a mouthful. Tracy graduated in 1985. Let's see. I'm going to skip all the weather talk. Hopefully, folks don't mind that I skipped that part. Chance says, I saw Weird Science 4 times in the theater. I wonder why. Can you say Kelly LeBrock? I knew that you could. And let's see. Christy DNL, welcome to the live stream tonight, says I graduated in 1985 as well. And Danny says, I love 1985. I was 20. Yeah, man. Chance saw Breakfast Club just once. And hello to Karen Lester. Hello from Seattle. You're hanging out where my oldest son lives in Seattle. If you see Spencer Sundstrom, please. Well, I would say wave, but don't just wave. You got to give the guy a hug for me. All right. Rosie time, welcome to the live stream. Great to have you with us as well. Channel member Sean Innes talking to Angela McArdle says, I'm already writing the short story asserting creative license with the story of Columbus in 1997. Interesting. Maximus Prime, welcome to the live stream. Good to have you here with us, quoting from Back to the Future. Probably my favorite movie from 1985. Let's see what else we've got here. Zuper says, as I mentioned before, the best thing about 1985 was that it wasn't the 1984 George Orwell predicted it would be. Very true. Very true. Glad you mentioned it again. Channel member Dominic D is here. Hello. Good to have you with us. And look at this. We've got a new channel member. Huzzah! Thank you so much for joining the elite. My most ardent supporters. Butch, truly appreciate your willingness to do that. Let's see. Tom McCluskey says The Breakfast Club is the worst John Hughes movie. Oh, I disagree. But you know what? That's what I love about movies. I can totally respect that you didn't enjoy it. And at the same time, that movie really resonated with me. Stephen R. said, Gorbachev came to power. Must have been in 1985 as well. Interesting, or around that time frame. Tammy Patton says, I watched the documentary Brats about the Brat Pack today. It was pretty good. Yeah, that's the one that Andrew McCarthy did, right? I don't think he got everybody in it, but he got a bunch of the old Brat Pack to participate in that. Look at this. Welcome to Terrell Eugene Bellinger. Great to have you with us, Terrell. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And David Thomas is here as well. Welcome, David. Maximus Prime is here, who says, and I agree, The Breakfast Club would make an awesome stage play. Let's see. Oh, Butch says, greetings all. Great to be back. Well, it's great to have you back with us. And Stephen R. says, Reagan had to do his oath inside because of weather. Interesting. Tears for Fears own 1985. Yes, I saw them live twice in 1985. They were so awesome. Gary Carpenter's here. Welcome to the live stream, Gary. Welcome. Good to have you with us. And Stephen R. points out that Cosby was still a role model back then. The Nostalgic Podblast, a.k.a. Chance Bartel, says, I liked Head Over Heels by Tears for Fears. Yeah, and Everybody Wants to Rule the World, right? Great songs. Let's see. Zuper's asking what the best TV shows of 1985 were. What was your favorite show from 1985? Post it in the chat, and I'll make sure to share it with everyone else. Tracy says 85 was her last year in public school. That's why she graduated that year, 1985. Let's see. And channel member Dominic D says Cosby was still an innocent, lovable TV dad back in 1985. And, well, I'm not going to say that. That's a trivia question. Never mind. Adrian James points out that Live Aid was a big event in 1985. It sure was. I was a huge fan of a band called the Boomtown Rats. Their lead singer was Bob Geldof. He was the organizer of Live Aid. All right. I'm going to read more comments in just a minute, but you know what? I may have missed someone. I may not have said hello to everybody. I've got a couple of friends that are here to help me say hello to one and all.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello. Hello. It's good to have you here. I'm done saying hello to folks now. Now we're just going to read comments. Hey, look at this. Right when I said I'm done saying hello. Hello, Raven Poe. Good to have you with us, RP. And she says she was 13. All right. Let me keep reading. Mark T says hello. Hello back to you. And let's see. Channel member Sean Innes says, I saw Tears for Fears in 85 too. Good show, but only about 15% of the crowd knew any of the songs from The Hurting. How could they not know Pale Shelter? Let's see. And Chance says Freddie Mercury and Queen in Live Aid were incredible. They sure were. They sure were. Rosie Times says, in 1985, I was in the Job Corps. Interesting. And Phil Collins played both London and Philadelphia at Live Aid that year. Maybe that's what you're talking about there, Maximus Prime. Zuper says, happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth to one and all. Gary Carpenter says, We Are the World was really great. Have you seen the Netflix special? Pretty neat. Dave Thomas says, I worked summer school and we were closed. That's always a good thing. Always a good thing. And Rosie Times says, fell in love for the first time in 1985. Channel member Dominic D says, We Built This City was a great song. And I'm not sure what we're referring to here, but Gary Carpenter says we didn't get no mail and banks were closed. So probably a holiday. You're probably talking about today and Juneteenth. Yeah, no mail today. No mail for anyone. Rosie Time said, saw Starship in 86. So just a year later. And channel member Angela Cardle says, I had my first celebrity crush in 1985. Are you going to tell us who it was? And Nostalgic Soul, welcome to the live stream, says Knee Deep in the Hoopla. That's the album that We Built This City was on by Starship. Mark T says, I was 26 in 1985. Chance says, I forgot that the post office and bank were closed today. Got stuck in Atlanta Braves traffic for nothing. Raja 1938 says, Amadeus won the Best Picture Oscar. And the Four Doorman says, I was 13 in 85. Such a great time. Terrell Eugene Bellinger, always reliable for great information, says notable TV show debuts of 1985, The Golden Girls, Moonlighting, Growing Pains, Mr. Belvedere, Small Wonder, EastEnders, Neighbors, MacGyver, The Equalizer, 227, What's Happening Now, and Thundercats. TJ921 Abel says 1985 was a great year, and Adrian James says, I think Airwolf started in this year. Gary Carpenter says the Golden Girls and Murder, She Wrote ruled the airwaves. And Helene Solomon says, I'm going to FanX Salt Lake Comic-Con in September. I'll be in Utah. Great. You know what? We've been to FanX here a couple of times. It's a really wonderful event. I hope you enjoy it. Let's see. Channel member Dominic D says Grace Slick is in her 80s now. And Danny Staten says 1985, great year for movies. Back to the Future, Beverly Hills Cop, Cocoon, and Spies Like Us. Stephen R. says Johnny Carson made Ishtar jokes. I remember. And John H. says, I remember Nick at Night showed ads for Spies Like Us and Pee-wee's Big Adventure over and over again. Boy, do I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I probably watch that at least once a year. Maximus Prime says, I saw View to a Kill, Rambo, and Goonies all on the same day. What a glorious day that was for you, MP. What a glorious day. I saw all those in the theater that year, but all of them on separate days. Channel member Sean Innes says, I used to like Chevy Chase, then I encountered him in real life, not a fan anymore. Yeah, you know what? End of the day, it's good for us not to put these folks up on pedestals because they are human beings. And if we catch them at the wrong time, the wrong place, well, you know what? They can be a little bit ornery. Raja 1938 says, Le Bon, Simon Le Bon, as does Nostalgic Soul. John H. says, I was halfway through my bachelor degree days in college in 1985. Awesome. And Gary Carpenter was still in school himself at the time. Danny Staten says 1985 was when City Heat debuted. Now that's a movie. Oh, interesting. I didn't love that one either. Butch, channel member Butch Schumpf says June 19th, 1985 was also a Wednesday. There you go. Look at that. And let's see. Did I miss Lamont? Yeah. Looks like we got Lamont Bradford here with us. Welcome. And Al Bundy 59 as well. Al Bundy 59 says, I was an extra in a low-budget movie, Birds of Prey. Interesting. And I love the Birds of Prey TV series that was on in the late 90s to early 2000s. It was a DC Comics kind of thing. I think it was on whatever the precursor to, maybe it was on Fox. I was thinking it was CW or the WB or whatever it was called back then. But okay, let's see. Channel member Dominic D says, I met Chevy Chase at a Comic-Con. He didn't seem to want to be there. Sometimes they don't, but they like the money. Carolyn Harmon was 27 in 85. John H. says, I think Back to the Future opened on Wednesday, July 3rd. I didn't see it in a theater until Wednesday, August 14th. Okay, there you go. And RP, Raven Post, says, nay to new Coke. The Lakers finally defeated the Celtics, says Lamont Bradford. And Raja 1938 says that Chevy's castmates on Community all said the same thing about him. Nostalgic Soul says, if you want a Pepsi, you're going to have to pay for it. More Back to the Future. Pepsi free. Nostalgic Podblast says, A View to the Kill was one of the few James Bond title songs sung by dudes along with Thunderball by Tom Jones. John H. says, I was 20 that summer. Also, Rosie says, everything is expensive. Sure is these days. David Thomas says, I was 22 and worked at Gemco until it closed in 1986. I don't know what a Gemco is. Is it like a jewelry wholesaler or something like that? Hey, Sakina McMurrin's here. Welcome. Melissa Foster's here as well. Channel member Melissa Foster, I should say. Hello. Please do stay cool in the heat wave. Jersey Joe is here. Says 85 first Motley Crue concert at Madison Square Garden. Jason Goldtrup says, look, buddy, if you want a Pepsi, you're going to pay for it like everybody else. Apparently, a classic and very memorable line. Yes, you can see Stoltz in the final cut. Certain shots where they didn't think you would be able to tell the difference between him and Michael J. Fox. John H. says Eric Stoltz took the role of Marty too seriously. Yeah, he just wasn't quite right. Lance Chaff, channel member Lance Chaffin mentions Teen Wolf, starring Michael J. Fox as well. I believe they filmed that before Back to the Future, but released it afterwards to capitalize on the success of Back to the Future. Gary Carpenter says Growing Pains and Golden Girls started that year. And channel member Melissa Foster says I was 9 that year. Channel member Dominic D says I was 20 in 85. Okay, John H. says Rick Nielsen died just before New Year's Eve, 1986. He was flying to a concert near Dallas. The Nielsen brothers, Gunnar and Matthew, said they were supposed to be on that flight. But at the last moment, their dad told them that he had a bad feeling about it. Just had something wasn't quite right, and he encouraged them to stay home. And boy, sometimes those premonitions, right? Sometimes those premonitions. Nostalgic Soul says, give me a tab. And Maximum Prime says Stoltz was just in Mask, not The Mask. Correct. Lance Chaffin points out that he was 15 in 1985. And Crazy Joe, one of my all-time favorite YouTubers, a live streamer extraordinaire, just an all-around great guy. Check out his channel as well, folks. You won't go wrong with the material that Crazy Joe has over on his channel. Folks saying hi to Crazy Joe. And let's see, Commander Kane, a.k.a. Paul R. Greetings. Welcome to have you. Welcome. Good to have you here. And Matt Sweeney, hey. Stephanie's here. And she says, I wasn't born until the next year, 1986. I miss 1985 prices as well, Rosie. And Maximus Prime points out that Kmart was still a poppin' in 1985. Poppin' so much that a young Dave Sundstrom worked there in 1985 until he went on his Mormon mission. And then I was out of commission from Kmart and most everything else until the summer of 87. And then I went back to work at Kmart for another 5 years. TJ921 Abel says I was 12 in 1985. Teb says famous births of 1985: Gal Gadot, Bruno Mars, Kaylee Cuoco, Janelle Monáe, Raven Simone, Carly Rae Jepsen, Amanda Seyfried, Michelle Trachtenberg, Kristen Milioti, I don't know how to pronounce that, Ashley Tisdale, and Lily Allen. Let's see who else is. Gary Carpenter says, Dave, Weird Food History has a video on Diet Coke. As well they should. John H. says, Back to the Future is my favorite 1985 film. Back to the Future 2 was the only movie I ever went to see on opening night in 1989. I waited almost an entire 24 hours to see Return of the Jedi in 1983. That was probably the longest I waited for an opening night film. Stephen R. says, Tina Turner's What's Love Got to Do With It was on the radio a lot. It sure was. And Disco Ball Glitter says, did you watch the Bratz documentary on Hulu? Have not yet. Crazy Joe. Yeah. And did you notice, Joe, as his movies, as he progressed as a filmmaker, it seemed like the characters got younger and younger from when they were in high school in the early 80s films, and then you had the whole Home Alone thing, and then eventually Baby Stay Out. Oh my goodness. Maximum Prime says, Beyond Thunderdome. Really enjoyed that movie, and I really enjoyed Furiosa. If folks that like that kind of film should definitely check it out. Raven Poe says, Breakfast Club was my fave. Didn't like Pretty in Pink. Loved them both. David Thomas says, a great biblical miniseries, AD, aired on TV in 1985. KTP Daily says, hello, did you work for Orange County about 20 years ago? I did not. I have been a lifelong Utah resident. Let's see. And channel member John Collins says, isn't it ironic that we always think about how inexpensive items were back in whatever era? However, the truth is, when we were in that era, we couldn't afford the thing which we now think is so inexpensive. Absolutely true. Everything seemed so cheap back then, but I was making $3.85 an hour. $3.85 an hour. So things were still pretty darn expensive. Maximum Prime says St. Elmo's Fire was 85 too, and Funky Fandom says 1985 was absolutely awesome. Channel member Sean Ennis says, I just watched the documentary Bratz 2. It's good, but yeah, not everyone wanted to participate. Other interviewees like Brett Easton Ellis were too enthusiastic. Lance liked 16 Candles. Jason Goldtrap reminds us that the best picture that year was Amadeus. And Raja 1938 points out that Studio Ghibli started in 1985. Tom McCluskey loves 16 Candles. And let's see. Maximus Prime says, I'm glad Emilio showed up for the Bratz doc, though. And Commander Kane, aka Paul R, says family ties. Still going strong, still going strong. Let's see. Love Pug 05 says 1985, I turned 15, wild year. Crazy Joe says, I think my favorite show in 1985 was Gimme a Break, but looking back now, it's no longer my favorite show from that time. You know, my favorite show from that time was probably Who's the Boss, and it's no longer my favorite show from that time either. Let's see. Nostalgic Pod Blast says Up All Night. Yes, from the Mondo Bongo album the Boomtown Rats put out in 1981, I want to say. Danny Staten says 1985. Good times already on Wife 2. Laugh out loud. 3 kids only paying child support on 2. Back then. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play some vintage commercials. All of them have a musical theme tonight. And then we're going to come back. I'm going to read a few more comments. I'm probably going to focus on some super chats. I think there's a couple super chats, some member milestone messages. I'm going to focus on those, and then we're going to play trivia. So I shall be back shortly. But right now, let's watch some vintage commercials. You know how much I love those.
We'll return after these messages.
We've got the music and the videos on sale now at Musicland. Save on Private Dancer, plus the video Tina Turner Live. Pick up Around the World in a Day and see Prince and the Revolution Live, the video. See and hear Madonna, Like a Virgin, on sale now. Save on these and selected Video Award winners, now on sale at Musicland. Musicland. We bring entertainment to life.
Jericho, just out and outrageous.
Cherry Coca-Cola.
Check it out and find out. Taste is what it's all about. Outrageously smooth, outrageously light. Cherry makes it wild, Coca-Cola makes it right. New Cherry Coke, outrageous. New Cherry Coke, outrageous.
Casio presents the Johnson 5. Rick Johnson on drums. Johnson on bass. On guitar. On piano. Rick Johnson on trumpet. In other words, Rick Johnson on a Casio MT100. With a graphic equalizer, built-in rhythms, and one-finger Casio chord, it's easy to play. And it's battery-powered so you can take it on the road. Casio keyboards for the Johnson 5, the Smith 5.
Opening an ice-cold Pepsi, new generation style. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
The Friendly TV streaming service recently added MeTV to their channel lineup. They didn't stop there. They've also got Heroes and Icons, better known as H&I. Right now, Friendly TV has 9 channels that are dedicated to playing classic TV shows and movies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you know what? There's more on the way. The really cool thing is that between all of these channels, it's pretty darn easy to find most of the TV shows that we all loved when we were growing up. Huge thank you to Friendly TV for sponsoring this live stream. Folks, if you want to support the channel, the best way you can do that is to click on that link in the description section of this live stream and try Friendly TV out for free for 7 days. But you know what? The darn streaming service with over 40 channels. It's a live TV streaming service, including MeTV, MeTV Plus, and in just a few days, MeTV Tunes. This service is under $10, and that includes an all-you-can-eat unlimited DVR. It's an incredible, incredible streaming service. My absolute favorite. I spend 90% of my time when I'm watching television, watching friendly TV and the channels that are on that service. It's crazy how inexpensive it is. And like I said, a great way to support this channel. Okay, so with that said, let me get to a few more comments before we get rolling on tonight's trivia. Let's see. Again, thank you to Butch Schump for becoming a channel member. So good. So great to have you back on board. I know you have been a channel member in the past. Welcome back, my friend. Thank you for all your support. Joe Black. Joe Black says, I loved Arcadia, Power Station, and Prince in 1985. You know what? You're obviously a huge Duran Duran fan. And Prince, did he get any better than that period of time in terms of recording? I love Raspberry Beret. It's one of my favorite all-time pop songs. And you know what? I think Prince is underrated in terms of his musicianship. He is one of the all-time greatest guitarists. Just absolutely fantastic musician. We lost him way too soon. Way too soon. And lastly, John Collins, channel member John Collins, says, Dave, I'm supporting your channel as I watch everything. However, I'm not sure that I can give a positive review of the movie of the month. Oh, you're talking about The Boyfriend's School, or Don't Tell Her It's Me, which we will be talking about during our channel member movie club live stream in July. Yes, in July. You know what? That's the thing. I love talking about movies with people because I love getting different perspectives. I recognize that that film is a lightweight piece of fluff, but I love the actors in it so much. You've got Gutenberg, the Goot, Jamie Gertz, Shelley Long, Kyle MacLachlan, and is it how you say that? McLaughlin or McLaughlin? I've always struggled with his last name. Anyway, I've always found it to be a very fun movie. What's his name? Lobo Runga. Anyway, thank you for all your support, and thank you clearly for watching the movie quickly. You'll be ready to review it, and I'm going to be excited to read your review when you send it to me for next month's channel member movie club live stream. So, to all those folks who gave super chats, I've got to find a special video for you to say thank you. You know what? I've got a new video. It's a 30-second video, but it's how I feel about all the folks that throw down super chats, that have become channel members. You know what? Let's play the video.
Thank you all for standing by through and through. It's the kind of strength that lifts the shadows too. And all I gotta say is thank you all. Thank you all.
So Butch, Joe, and John, thank you all for your support. Just great to have you back as a member, Butch and Joe and John. Thank you for the super chats. Very kind, very kind. So with that said, I think I get the feeling, yeah, it is. It's trivia time.
It's time to test your trivia skills. Just how much you know about the shows that thrill. Will you be at the top of the game today? Or will you just wish it all went away? You never know when it's trivia time. It's trivia time. It's Mother effing trivia time. So yippee-ki-yay, let's play.
All right, let's play. It's mother effing trivia time. Let's do it, folks. This says question 1 out of 10. I'm sorry, I only have 5 questions. So that 10 we're going to just have to disregard. I'm working on completing this trivia, which will, when it's ultimately finished, we'll have 10 questions, and I will publish as its own video for the channel. But in the meantime, we've got 5 questions tonight. Let me get my timer ready. And for those folks who haven't played with us before, feel free to put your answer in the chat if you want, or just lock it up in your noggin. That's what I typically do when I play trivia on other folks' channels like Thrash's live stream. Every once in a while, I'll throw my answer in the chat. But you know what? When you do that, you kind of, it's one way of documenting your response, right? But it's also helping out others. So whatever you want to do is fine. But let's get going, and let's get on question number 1, which of these best describes the sitcom Family Ties? And by the way, let's say that these answers here correspond to A, B, C, and D if you want to keep it simple. A, hip parents, square kids. B, hip family, square town. C, square parents, hip kids. Or D, square town, hip family. I'm going to put the timer on. Let's engage that. And again, the question is, which of these best describes the sitcom Family Ties? Hip parents, square kids, hip family, square town, square parents, hip kids, or square town, hip family. All right. Let me go ahead and take the timer off the screen. And of course, the correct answer is hip parents, square kids. I should say hippie parents. Question number 2. What was the top-rated TV show during the 1985 television season? Was it 60 Minutes, Family Ties, Murder, She Wrote, or The Cosby Show? Timer engaged. What was the top-rated TV show during the 1985 TV season? Was it 60 Minutes, Family Ties, Murder, She Wrote, or The Cosby Show? We'll do 3 questions and I'll get scores. We'll do 2 more and we'll get final scores. What do you think it is? Those of us that were there in 85, we know. Come on, we know. We know the answer to this. Correct answer is The Cosby Show. All right, one more before we get scores. This Steven Spielberg produced television show debuted on NBC in 1985. Was it Amazing Stories, Fathers and Sons, Helltown, or You Again? By the way, bonus points if you remember You Again and can tell me in the chat one of the 2 main actors from You Again. Let me engage the timer. But the actual question is, this Steven Spielberg produced television show debuted on NBC in 1985. Was it Amazing Stories, Fathers and Sons, Helltown, or You Again? Bonus point for identifying in the chat one of the 2 main stars of You Again. All right, the correct answer is Amazing Stories. Bonus point answer is You Again was a top 20 hit in it actually debuted in January of 86. And it was a top 20 hit during its first season and did not stay in the top 20 during its second sophomore season. NBC moved it around a bunch. And they chose not to renew it after the second season. The stars of that show were Jack Klugman and John Stamos. All right, let's get some scores. Hang on a second. Let me get here. Scroll on down to where we start having some scores here. Boy, lots of great conversation that I missed out on in the chat. Can't wait to go back and reread it, which I will do after the live stream is over. I saw something from Lance asking when we're going to do a Retropalooza. We will do one soon. How's that for an answer? Well, I've been talking to Pat, Barry, and Thrash about doing one in the not too distant future. Still scrolling. Okay, I'm finally up to where the quiz is. And should be getting to scores here shortly. Oh my gosh, so much going on. Here we go. Custom God, 3 of 3. Channel member Angela McArdle, 3 of 3. Channel member Tracy Roth Myers, 3 of 3. I'm going to say that's 3 of 3. Superplex, 3 of 3. No bonus points, though. Dave Thomas, 2 of 3. Tom McCluskey, a.k.a. The Hungry Jerk, 1 of 3. David C., 3 of 3. Commander Keen knows that Uncle Jesse was in you again. Channel member Tracy Roth Myers confirms that is 3 of 3. Lamont Bradford, 2 of 3. Channel member Sean Innes, 1 of 3. Karen Lester, 3 of 3. Christy Deanne, L, 2 of 3. Commander Kane, 3 of 3. Sakina McMurrin, 3 of 3. Tammy Patton, 3 of 3. John H., 3 of 3, plus the bonus. So you're 4 of 3, my friend. A magical 4 of 3. Gary Carpenter, 3 of 4. Only you can 3 of 3. Unless you got the bonus, then it would be 3 of 3 still. Yeah. Channel member Melissa Foster, 3 of 3. Crazy Cat's Crazy World says, I got them all wrong. Well, thanks for playing with us anyway, and you got 2 more chances. Michelle Books, 3 of 3. Channel member Dominic D, 3 of 3. RST Yeast, 73, 2 of 3. Terrell Eugene Bellinger, 2 of 3. 3 if you count the bonus question. That makes you 3 of 3. Terrell, just so you know. Deborah Battle, 3 of 3. The 4 Dorman, 4 of 3. Nostalgic Pod Blast, 3 of 3. Maximus Prime, 2 of 3. Channel member Music Girl 67. What a delight to have you here with us this evening. Says Hot Diggity, 3 of 3. Did Amazing Stories last longer than 1 season? I thought it ran for a season and a half, but I can't be sure because I was off in Barcelona, Spain, preaching the Mormon word during that time, and only got to see episodes long after it had been canceled by NBC. Cat's Crazy World says 1985 was a big year for me, year before I graduated. Great time to be in high school, I believe. I truly do believe that. Let me see if there's any more scores. Channel member John Collins says 2 of 3. Everyone needs to become members of this channel to support the fact that Dave has awesome new theme song. It's awesome. Yeah, I've been playing with some musical some pieces of software that help me generate those songs. I've got more to come. Way more to come, John. Way more to come. Let's see. The 4 Dorman says 3 of 3, not 4 of 4. Or, I believe you're 4 of 3, right? And RP, Raven Poe, says 3 of 3, even though I kept Amazing Stories in my noggin. Any more scores? I think that's it. I think that is it. All right, look at that. Lisa Fields here. Hey, Lisa. Got 2 more questions for you. You'll have to catch the rest of them in the replay. And Cat's Crazy World says Amazing Stories ran for 2 years. Okay, that makes sense. The 2 years I was gone, out of the country. All right, and Music Girl 67, channel member Music Girl 67 says, I'm currently watching episodes of Helltown right here on YouTube. It's with Robert Blake, and it was pretty darn good. I think there's only like 9-10 episodes of that. It ran on NBC during 1985, so thanks for making us aware. I appreciate you sharing that with me in an email not too long ago. All right, let's get these final 2 questions in the can. Question number 4. What was the name of Julie's sister who replaced her as cruise director during the final 2 seasons of The Love Boat? Was it Jan, Eve, Judy, or Marie? Again, what was the name of Julie's sister who replaced her as cruise director during the final 2 seasons of The Adventures of the Pacific Princess, The Love Boat? Was it Jan? Was her name Eve or Judy or Marie? Let me know. Or lock your answer in your noggin. Lock it in tight. All right. Correct answer is Judy. They didn't want to stray too far away from Julie, so it was Judy. And question number 5, the final question of the evening is this. Which Karate Kid actor appeared in The Equalizer as Robert McCall's son or daughter? Was it Ralph Macchio, Elizabeth Shue, Hilary Swank, or William Zabka? Timer engaged. Question is again, which Karate Kid actor appeared in The Equalizer as Robert McCall's son or daughter? Was it Ralph Macchio, Elizabeth Shue, Hilary Swank, or William Zabka? Got to watch that timer better. Giving people extra time. Correct answer is William Zabka, who played Scott. I think he appeared in 9 or 10 episodes over the course of the show's run. And boy, William is one of my all-time favorite actors. He's just so good. Often playing, he's kind of typecast in that bully kind of character role that he did so well. But he's just really wonderful. And if you haven't watched Cobra Kai, which is on Netflix, you should. Because it's fun to see him and Ralph Macchio. And we've had Elizabeth Shue on the show as well. And who knows who else will show up. Okay, let's get some final scores here. Let's scroll back up here. Make sure I get everybody's score. At least hopefully I can. Lamont Bradford, 3 of 5. Custom God, 5 of 5. David Thomas, 4 of 5. David C., 4 of 5. Christy Deanne L., 3 of 5. Tom McCluskey, 3 of 5. Channel member Angela McArdle, 5 of 5. Awesome. I think it's time to take this off the screen. Let's do that. Okay, let's see. Channel member Sean Innes says 2 of 5 overall. Be careful. Channel member Tracy Rothmeyers was 4 of 5. Chance Bartel, the Nostalgic Podblast, 4 of 5. Superplex, 3 of 5. Commander Kane, 5 of 5. Let's get you on the screen, Commander Kane. John H. was 5 of 5, plus the bonus, which makes you 6 of 5. Well done. Wow, Michelle Books, 5 of 5. Gary Carpenter, 4 of 5. Crazy Cats, I want to say Crazy Cats World. Cats Crazy World, 2 of 5. Look at that. Nicely done. Channel member Melissa Foster, 5 of 5. Lisa Fields has got 3 so far. Al Bundy, 59, 3 of 5. Sakina McMurrin, 5 of 5, says love trivia, Dave. RSTE 73 says 4 out of 5. Karen Lester, 3 out of 5. The last two got her. Sorry about that. Deb Battle says 5 of 5. Missed the bonus. It's okay. It was just a bonus. Lisa Fields, 2 so far. Let's see. I thought we had 3 up here. Well, whatever. Just hope you have a good time playing. Let's see what else we got here. Tammy Patton, 5 of 5. Terrell Eugene Bellinger, 4 of 5. 5 if you count the bonus question. I do. So you're 5 of 5. Channel member John Collins, 3 of 5. Lance Chaffin, channel member Lance Chaffin, 5 of 5 in his head. Maximus Primus, 4 of 5, got the bonus. Nicely done. And David C. says 1985, the year of the Bears. The Four Dorman says 4 of 5. Last question got me. Channel member Dominic D. says 5 of 5. Channel member Music Girl 67 says Yippee Skippy, 5 of 5, but I cheated off of Sean's paper on the last one. I'm a bad girl. Shame on you. A demerit for you. Let's see what else we got here. Any more scores? I think that's pretty much it. Oh, our Raven Poe, 4 of 5. Great. Channel member Melissa Foster says William Zabka was the ultimate bad guy in the 80s. He sure was, wasn't he? And let's see. We got Gary Carpenter saying Duran Duran, I love Hungry Like a Wolf. Chance Bartel says in the fall of 85, the dream season of Dallas began. Yep. All right. Yeah, Tom, I sure hope you get, hope you heal, my friend. Sometimes experiences like that can not only have physical wounds, but they can have mental wounds as well. So I certainly hope you heal and wish you the very best. Commander Kane, aka Paul R., says, I remember an amazing story of the World War II Air Force plane growing cartoon tires to land. Great show. Let's see. I think that's it in terms of folks are talking amongst themselves, I should say. Let's get the plural in there. Let's do this. I promised a video about Coke versus Pepsi. Then I'll come back for some final thoughts. Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let me ask that in the chat. Okay, great. Well, I guess we won't play that video. You know what? We'll try one more time. And then please let me know in the chat if you can hear the audio. If for some reason it's still not working, then we will just skip it tonight.
Hi, we're New Edition, and we're here to introduce the great new taste of Coca-Cola, the taste of today. Yeah, Coke is it. Come on, check it out now. It's got a new taste. It's a definite wow.
Recently, an independent research firm ran a taste test between Coke and Pepsi. And the taste more people chose was the taste of Coca-Cola. Yes, more people all across the country, when comparing Coke to Pepsi, chose the taste of Coke as the better taste. Let's look at it this way. We gave America a choice, and more people said Coke is it.
It's a hit. It's a Coke. Coke is it.
Can somebody out there tell me why Coke did it? Why they changed? First they said they were the real thing, then they said they were it. Then kablooey, they changed. So now I'm going to try my first Pepsi. But I still want to know why Coke changed. Now I know why.
Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
I'm Don Keogh, president of the Coca-Cola Company. When we brought you the new taste of Coke, we knew that millions would prefer it, and millions do. And we knew that it would beat the taste of our major competitor, and it does. What we didn't know was how many thousands of you would phone and write asking us to bring back the classic taste of original Coca-Cola. Well, we read and we listened, and you know the rest. They're both yours, the new taste of Coke and Coca-Cola Classic. Your right of choice is back.
Hey, thank you so much for your patience while I dealt with those technical difficulties. You know, StreamYard is pretty darn fantastic. But every once in a while, you get something like that. So thanks for being patient and hanging out with me. And to all of you this evening, thank you so much for your engagement, your participation. As usual, you're just a fun group of people to hang out with for an hour. So thanks. Happy Juneteenth again, my friends. And let me bring on Fred to sing us on out of here. Have a nice night, folks.
You are special.